And so my reasoning for starting You Shine is probably different than Melissa's. Melissa started it as a candlelight service. She just wanted to have, because she grew up having candlelight services.
Mm-hmm.
I did not. My candles were banned in my church because we had a haunted house one time in the basement of our church, and there were candles and Aquanet involved and people's hair. So candles were not allowed. And
My church didn't do that.
so when we got here, we had the first candlelight service. It wasn't called You Shine.
Yes.
We had the first candlelight service, and we had all these little votives kind of around the front of the stage. And Melissa, we had to hire musicians to come in.
Yep.
And Melissa sat on the stage with 2 musicians, and we did a candlelight service. So then the next year, I mean, it was like a Wednesday night service, wasn't it? It was just like, it was just a normal, it was like one of our Wednesday night services. We just turned it in to it was a candlelight service. So that was the first one. The next one, we're like,
Tammy's like, yep, I remember it well.
I was like, I was long-term thinking. I'm like, I had watched a movie years and years ago with Chevy Chase in it called Funny Farm. And at the end of the scene of Funny Farm, he's trying to sell his house. And so he pays everybody in the community to turn into the community that he thought people would love and that he thought he was getting when he moved into this town. And that one night of everybody having that joy and that peace and the Christmas carols and all of those things changed his mind about where he lived.
Come on.
And I thought, if we can do that, if we can take one night and create such an amazing experience that people experience the type of community they want, the presence that they want to feel, everything that goes on, it just may change their heart about where they're living. And that was where the dream of and the vision of You Shine began, was to bring the dreams of people into our local church and give them an opportunity to hear the message, to hear great music, a little bit of a show, all those things that went into it, and bring Christmas back to life.
Sweet hymns of joy, in grateful chords raise we, let all within us praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord.
Well,
Does
that's a
anyone-
quick trip down memory lane. So Harold asked me for a 1-minute video on why we started You Shine and why we did it. And so I sat down at the computer and took, I don't know, it took me 5 weeks, I think, to actually get it all together. And then I walked in and I said, I know you asked me for a minute. Here's a 6-minute, 30-long video because I don't know what else to cut. So here it is. I edited this video, did the audio, and here's the song behind it. And here it is. And they said, well, we wanted like a minute video for the pre-service about why we started You Shine, but as you can tell, they didn't make me edit the video down. It went into the main part of the service right before the ministry moment. And I told him, I said, well, the whole time I was editing, I was crying. So then when Pastor Evan watched it, he started crying, and it's just a lot of memories all wrapped up in a little over 6 minutes, but so much more is laying on the cutting floor.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
a lot of memories. So
Yes.
Melissa spent all of her energy last night.
Yeah.
She's out of it tonight. So
I have a migraine. Migraines are the devil.
she said, my migraine won't leave, my headache won't leave, so I walked out of the room.
Lucky for you, my headache still stayed, so it's not you. Don't you feel good?
So-
Yeah. Yeah, great message today. You're getting lots of compliments on that.
Yeah.
Great message today. What a powerful reminder. Shanda says that the 11 o'clock was so awesome.
Monday and Tuesday, and we're, I think, making a decision on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
if Donna's on, Donna can answer that, I believe.
Yeah.
We did have let's go back to the top. Lots of people here. Tammy's on, and the DeBruce family's on.
Hey.
Megan's on. This is a new one. Hiya, pals.
Love it.
Hello to Lori. Lori, we're praying for you. I got your prayer request through YouVersion. Shalom. Call him peace.
You know, on that note, I really felt like today's services, like people need peace. Especially at the 11 o'clock and even at the 1 o'clock. People need peace, especially this time of year. There's so many worries. There's so many questions, confusion, disappointments, shattered hopes, and I mean, all this different stuff. And, you know, peace. So shalom. I like that.
Thank you, Tony. Tony got lots of videos of that one. I told Melissa I wanted to preach today. I didn't want to do, like normally on Carols and Communion, we kind of sit and we kind of tell the story of Jesus from a different perspective. We've sat at tables,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to preach. And I think I told the staff, I was like, I'm either call him Emmanuel or call him Jesus. Just be prepared for one or the other. So
yeah. No, I thought it was great. It
we
was
went
really,
with
really,
call
really
him
good.
Jesus, which the 11 o'clock crowd did not get.
No, they did
They
not.
did not get that sermon.
No, but it was really good. God really moved in that moment. And honestly, I can't even remember what all it was about, but it was mainly,
Well, you're forgiven tonight because you're kind of.
honey, I forgot lyrics in the 11 o'clock. I forgot. Okay, on the second song, like I came in unison, like the entire first verse. Last week I couldn't even sing unison on the first verse
I
because it was
couldn't
so
sing.
high. Hey, you know what? Give me a break. I couldn't sing last week because it was so high. My voice was like struggling. And today, I mean, the 11 o'clock service, I just went full bore, man. Unison, the first verse, and I was supposed to go into parts, which I'm sure Evan wasn't surprised because I can't remember halftime what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. Chris Future always says I'm like in the third baritone part when, but it always blends well. But, yeah. So it's no wonder I can't remember what you said at the 11. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot that didn't make it. But here's the thing. Those pictures, and except for a few of the videos, those pictures were all from my phone. So they were pictures that I've taken over the years from the front row, or like the picture of Evan in Atlanta with Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so late, we just ran out there, and of course, usually Atlanta's the one with the picture, with the camera. So
Yeah.
we did that.
Yeah.
Big news today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so sure we deserve to be there. Hey,
I'm
Amanda,
not
it's good to see
yeah,
you.
Hey, Amanda, good to see you.
Thank you, Clint.
Thank you, Clint. I need it, man.
Hey,
I need
Victor.
it in Jesus' name.
Roll Tide all the way.
I don't think that's going to be much of a game. I hate to say it. Alabama versus Notre Dame.
11 o'clock was
Well,
to me.
isn't Alabama the pro team?
Yeah. The 11 o'clock was just what was needed to be said. Today was fantastic. You tuned
Was
in.
it ever that said the 11 was to me only? So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Well, I had somebody else tell me, he said, next time you want to preach at me, just tell me to pull up a chair. So,
Okay. Do I remember? I think I remember a little bit about there's a purpose for the pain, like the birthing, right?
well, so,
Okay, so-
you were singing,
so-
and
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
you
then
were
I want to expound on your story,
which story?
the birthing story.
Well, that's so you were singing, and I was sitting there listening to you sing, and I just picked up my phone, went back to you version, and I was rereading. Number one, I was trying to make sure I quoted it correctly during communion, so
Oh.
I went back and I
You
reread.
having one of those moments?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're memorizing
know, I
hundreds
know.
of things, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, did I say it backwards? For unto us, this is Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. And I focused on the unto us. Mary carried it, but it was unto us.
Come on.
That's kind of what where I went at the 11 o'clock service with that.
But then you started talking about how the birthing story of Morgan.
Yeah.
And what I was upstairs telling Patty this in the 9 o'clock service, and then you expounded on it at the 11. But literally, what that nurse said to me, and this is what I felt Holy Spirit say to me. Do you remember what that nurse said to me? She said, "Don't you come back to this building. Don't you come back to this hospital until you can't walk. or talk through a contraction." And I think sometimes when the pain gets so great in our lives, when we don't feel like we can take another step, when we don't feel like we can pray another prayer, what does the Bible say? The Spirit, maketh intercession for us. It's groanings and utterings you can't even understand. And so the pain gets so great, that's when you're about ready to, that's the transition period.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got to the hospital, and that a woman has to get to 10 centimeters, I don't know if they call
Dilate
it.
to 10.
Dilate to 10, I was going to say that. And I was at 5 when I got back to the hospital. Within no time, I was at 6. Then I got the epidural, and I was at 10 in no time. And they told me to stop pushing because I was gonna. They were waiting on the doctor to get back from getting going and getting his daughter some popsicles, and it was because, and the reason why she came so quickly, is because my diaphragm muscles were so good from singing that I could push, and she was gonna do all this practice pushing, and she told me to stop.
They weren't used to having a singer.
They were like, stop pushing. You're gonna have this baby without the doctor present. And so but I thought about that today. Like, sometimes we can't, don't come back until you can't walk or talk. And pain has to get to the point sometimes we can't walk or talk.
That's back when we had some church, when you couldn't walk or talk when you left the building.
Amen. That's how it is in our pain though. Sometimes we can't take another step. We can't.
Well, you were kind of laughing and joking, and she's like, "Then you ain't in pain."
Oh, I'll never forget
If you're
that
laughing
little,
and joking, she was snotty the first time, but she was the best nurse in the world the second time.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember
here
is
was
that
what it was.
petite little
She was
looking at me, telling
she
me
was snotty because
this
we
is
were
not a marathon. And I turned around and I said, "And you're not 9 months pregnant, wanting to get this baby out."
Yeah.
Keep walking, then. Keep walking. That's what I thought.
We're praying for you, Sarah. There's a question about the sweatshirt. It's in the bookstore.
Yep.
It's Born squared on the front and Born Again on the back. It's right now only in the hoodie, correct?
Yep. Right now, only in the hoodie. The You Shine, we have a You Shine hoodie and a You Shine crew. And guess what? Monday or Tuesday of this week, I'll be picking them up. We'll have a brand new sweatshirt for Live at 9. Live at 9 sweatshirts are coming in this week. So, we'll have those available in the bookstore as well. So I'm excited. Some new product. Don't forget, guys, that the bookstore has, while it has, apparel, which is awesome, pick it up. It's got baby items in there. Lots of books on so many different topics. And listen, if we don't have a book that you're wanting or that you've heard about, don't hesitate to check with the staff, because there's a good possibility we could get it in for you, give you some direction.
I think there's more than a good possibility we can get it in.
I was just trying to, and then there's excellent Bibles. There's some great Bible gift sets in there. There's Bible journaling supplies. There's jewelry.
So tonight's segment is brought to you by Purpose Bookstore. Last night was the the reinvented or reimagined Nissan Rogue. You picked those up at Marriott Nissan. Tonight, Purpose Bookstore.
Yes.
You were there?
Oh, it
and
was
I did
so
not
great.
see you. I'm sorry. Are you eventually going to get any T-shirts that look feminine?
I think there's a lot of feminine ones in there. I think.
I don't know. I don't know what a feminine T-shirt looks like.
I guess I don't either.
We got a new family devotional today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so all your Bible journaling needs are there. Brought to you by. Yeah. So,
Actually, tonight's episode.
I really need a sweatshirt that can zip. We've done a few of those.
Oh yeah, I have to get this back in. So tonight's broadcast is actually brought to you. Evan and Alana Milby know the way to the McKinnies' heart, which is actually
home
through
from
your
church?
stomach.
Yeah.
It's brought to you by
Okay.
Magnolia Bakery.
You were masked up. It was good to see you.
Magnolia Bakery. World famous. All the way from New York City.
Kid sizes.
Banana pudding.
I don't think we have kid sizes. We don't have kid sizes, do we?
What? I don't know. Ask Donna. Ask Edward. I have no idea. But we'll get kid sizes.
We need
in.
shirts
I
with
can
the
do
old
that.
design of the cross on the building for us new people.
You know what? Oh, turn around. Turn around.
Well, that's
Go
gonna
this
be
way. Go this way, because
easier.
then you can kind of see it. Maybe. I don't know. No, you're not. Okay, you're gonna have to. Can you stand up? There you go. Now I'm giving you room. I'm giving you room.
Oh, you're
to
giving me
stand up.
room.
I'm giving you room to turn around. Turn around. There we go. Oh no! You can't do that.
Way to go.
Okay, on the back of the Born Again sweatshirt is a cross. You're gonna have
Somewhere
to bear
on the
with
back
us
of my
tonight.
shirt, there's a cross.
There is the cross.
There's
on
two
there.
dogs down at my feet.
Okay.
Lindsay,
this
you have to ask
is-
housekeeping.
You know what? Magnolia Bakery, the best banana pudding this side of heaven. And so listen, all the way
You
shipped
better-
to us, all the
Yeah,
way.
and the Bible says the man of the house is first partaker of the fruits.
Oh. I am completely out of it. Look, I am going to eat this right in front of y'all. I'm so sorry, but look at that, guys.
You can,
You know
yes,
what?
you
That's
can,
your
Jim,
spoon.
Corey. You can order one and have it shipped.
Yeah, absolutely. Look
Call
at
in
this.
tomorrow after 9 o'clock.
Look at this.
So, Evan, it worked out great. It was on the front porch. We got it from church. And we're good.
I don't know what they put in their banana pudding. I know
Yes.
Harold says
And
he's got a real good one.
Actually, Justin, this is like 100 times better than what she was earlier. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
the
Actually, that's about all I can muster right now. Yeah,
So-
because this migraine is it's like lingering a little bit. So, but
well, whenever we have church,
it is. Okay, you know that picture?
there's going to church and then there's having church.
That's right.
We had a little bit of church. It was still cold,
It was
absolutely.
still cold and it was so good.
By the way, it's good to see you, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Yeah. There's so much in the bookstore, so don't forget to check it out. Lots of items. Lots
Yeah.
of things. Our daughter loves the teas that
Well,
are in the bookstore.
Our youngest daughter went into my office, got my credit card, went and bought a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
To get a hold of some bad gummies. Yeah.
Okay, so I learned something today that Judah Dupriest loves chocolate dipped gummy worms.
Can you read that?
Are y'all
Okay.
in town? Yeah, Nicolene, we are. We're not going anywhere this year.
This will be the first Christmas I think ever we've not traveled at some point in time for Christmas.
I started to say, okay, I got a little sad today because last year on this service, as soon as this service was over,
We
we
usually-
all hopped in the car,
Drove to the airport.
drove to the airport, and flew out to New York City and got into New York City Sunday night.
Usually after Christmas services and Easter services, we would fly somewhere just to unwind from the weekends, and go that way.
Yeah. Well, I sang in the choir all day today. That's my problem.
Thank you,
But
Nicolene.
you know what? Pastor Evan, when he put Oh Holy Night on the schedule, he knew that it would take it out of me. Here's what I love about Pastor Evan. You think you can last all 3 services on that song? I said, yeah, I'll be all right. But then we added in that special, and it all worked out.
Wait a minute. Who added in the special?
I added in the special.
When was the special added in?
That special was added in, I don't know, last week sometime.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was on
No.
the schedule.
Oh, okay. Okay. When did we actually decide what we were going to do with it?
I don't know. That's not really
I
important.
can tell you,
That's not really important.
8:48
You know,
this morning.
that's not really important. That's
really
not what
important.
matters right now.
Hey, Clint, I hope your family enjoyed the service today. Your rendition of Joyful Joyful was the best I ever heard. That
know what,
is
that-
off of Maverick City Music's
Yeah.
Christmas CD.
If you have not heard,
How do we know that?
Of course, SIWC's Christmas album is the best, but Maverick City is like the second best. And I really enjoyed their Christmas album. I really did. It's not his favorite, but it's definitely mine. And I really enjoy how they paired the song. One of your favorite songs that was on there by Chris Tomlin, but Chris Tomlin does it, but they did it on Maverick City. Is He Worthy? And that is just a powerful song.
I was strongly corrected that Chris Tomlin did not write that.
Oh. Yikes. You know, I just
I screen recorded your solo, yeah.
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 Anyway, but yeah, it's all good. Because y'all love New York City so much during Christmas. You know what? Yeah, I tell you what, I have, it's been really hard to even think about New York City, if I were honest. So much has changed, this year. And I have not flown in an airplane since March. That is so, so, so strange for me. And I don't even have any flights booked right now, and I don't even know what to do with that. I mean, if I'm being honest and real, it's hard. My 7-Eleven traveling heart, it's hard. I mean, I right now, I mean, I know we've got a trip planned, I think, and it's kind of like, it's so hard to even think about going on a trip. There's just so many variables and so many things. And how many of you, if you were honest, I'm just going to ask a question because y'all know I love questions. How many of you have really struggled with not traveling this year? Some people, they don't care about it. It doesn't matter to them. But for me, it's been hard. So has not traveling been hard for you? Do you normally have trips planned? Do you normally go on a lot of trips? How has your travel been affected this year? Some people, it hasn't affected them at all. They've just went.
Well, I wasn't able to buy a new U-Shine outfit. I almost always bought that at Easter. When we traveled on Easter, I would always buy my U-Shine outfit on our Easter trip.
Yeah.
So no new outfits. Even today,
I
I'm pulling
rewore
out
stuff.
old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for You Shine this year, I rewore something that I wore to
Canceled
the Christmas
3 flights
service.
and trips. I hate it. Yeah, it's tough.
Look at
Definitely
this.
us. We usually go 3 to 4 times a year. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I wanted to bring this back
awesome.
up.
Yeah.
Joy said she's seen the difference between Mr. Plan everything ahead and Mrs. Just go with the flow.
Yeah. He loves everything like that. And I can just go with the flow, and on the fly I can make up something. It's all good. And
I didn't realize
the
how bad it
beauty-
was until my dad's funeral, and we got in the car, and your dad said, "Well, I know who planned that funeral."
yeah.
I was like,
And yet, I mean, I can just, I don't know. And my imagination just goes, and I mean, shoot, if you let me, I could give you 900 ideas on how to do certain things. Like, I just, like, do things. Like, that's just my mind. And I can go with the flow, and I can improvise on anything. Like, candles for today. That was a complete improvising plan at 7 o'clock last night.
I don't think I'm going to watch that because I'm going to be flying in February at this point.
You know, I don't know. I can just go with the flow. Do you like to go? You don't like to go with the flow.
No, I'm fine. Well, I mean, I proved that today. I did something at the
Although
9 to the 11.
I can plan a New York City trip. Ask Laurie.
No, I mean, like, when we're talking about church-related stuff, I like to have a plan, but I will totally go with the flow. We did that at the 11. But
You'll go with the flow in the spirit.
Absolutely. But if we're walking in there totally no idea what we're going to do, you're going to see a different side of me.
Here's my thing. It'll all work out.
I don't like to bank on talent.
But it's not talent. Okay, do you know, that song I sang today, Joyful, Joyful, do you want to know when Corley and I and Evan practiced that?
8 o'clock this morning.
8:20 this morning. We ran through it one time.
Everybody's like...
One time.
Now, Megan, there's a big difference between Branson and the beach, just so you know.
I want to go to the beach. I'm with Nicolene. I feel like I need the wind,
We going short.
the waves, and the sand between my toes. Like, I need that. I woke up this morning and thought,
That's your
I
grounding?
need the beach. I need the beach. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind the mountains either. Like, I could probably go to Colorado right now and feel grounded. But, like, I need nature. I need God's beauty. Does that make sense? That's what I need tonight. I don't know. That's what I feel. All right, so what's everyone saying?
This sounds exactly like what Melissa says to me. Oh, God's got it. Yes. God bless his preparation.
Evan says, I'd like to head back to the beach as long as there's no jackhammers.
I like
yeah,
this
their
one.
vacation.
I need
is
vitamin
kinda
C.
crazy. Yes, that's where I'm at. Hey, Andy Joe, good to see you. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. Like, I feel like I need nature. I feel like I need just a connection with God in that way. Like, I don't know. I was watching my friends. They went to Idaho, and I'm looking at the beauty there, and I'm like, man, it's just seeing the mountains and the pine trees and all that good jazz. You know how that goes. So yeah, that's what I need. Just saying, that's what I need. If anybody else needs that, you just let me know.
Free room and board at Gulf Shores.
Oh my goodness! Don't tempt me. Don't tempt
We
me.
canceled our trip to Georgia.
Yeah. See, everyone is
I
like
guess
that.
the devil's not going down there.
I quarantined on Panama City Beach for a week after Washington, D.C. Yeah, I wouldn't mind quarantining on Panama City Beach.
I must say,
Mountains are no match for the beach.
we've worked so
So-
much, we've not went anywhere local. Like last
Yeah.
night was the first time probably since March we took a drive.
Yeah.
And we
just
were
don't-
rushing back to get ready for Live at 9.
Yeah.
Keith Shableski, we were rushing back to get ready for Live at 9.
Yeah.
Keith had
that's-
some other things to say to me today in the men's restroom.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Something to do with both of our hair being a mess.
mountains are no match for the beach. So tell me, do you prefer the mountain? I think we've asked this before, but let's just ask it again tonight because I'm all about the questions. Mountains or the beach? And I actually
I
like
could do
both of
both.
them, and both of them ground me in different ways. To me, there's nothing like the beauty of God. God's creation there's just nothing like it. It's just beautiful. You know what? Pastor, you always flow when the Spirit is speaking, and you also know when to move on and allow the Word to speak. That's a really good point. So Dante Bow, I think is how you say Dante Bow or Bow. They always say about him that he knows how to rest in the Spirit. And I think sometimes we need to know how to flow in the Spirit. We do. We need to know how to flow, obviously, with the Spirit, in the Spirit. But to rest in the Spirit, when it stops and it rests,
Or
and the
linger.
word, or the
Use
word
the
needs to
linger.
come forth or whatever. That's kind of like my thing. Like, I want to know how to rest in the Spirit. Like, I want to know that. Let's see. Both. Either one is great. Beach, but the mountains are a work of art. I will agree with that. I never knew that. That song. Oh, purple mountains, majesty. We're beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. Purple mountains. I never knew that the mountains were purple. And my mother-in-law and she drove me out to Colorado, and the mountains were literally purple. I was like, that's like amazing. Like that was just like, wow. Let's see, both.
We went to Rice Lane. So the first message I got when I walked off the platform this morning, I got to preach, it was like 10:30. At 10:31, my phone went off, and it was from the Rice family.
Oh,
And
that's
their message was,
awesome.
that was the most anointed, encouraging Christmas message we've ever heard. Thank you and have a Merry Christmas. They are amazing, great members of SIWC.
Yes. All these vacations. My vacation is going for a checkup at the doctor's office or down to Anna to get my script. You know what? I love vacations, but sometimes you can't take them. Beach. I love the mountains.
Let me tell you-
I remember that with Micah. She's not
Yeah.
a beach girl, but she loves the mountains. Both, but mainly in the woods. We were just talking about this last night. Like to live off grid or that kind of stuff, to live off the land. Like you better love the land. Like you better love like cutting down your own firewood and all that good jazz. Yep.
Rocky Mountain National Park. So one of my parents' favorite places to go was Estes Park. And we've kind of picked up Breckenridge. We like Breckenridge, that area, Vale, that area. And you do get the wooded area. I mean, the Rocky Mountains are only extremely rocky above the timberline. But, I mean, you drive through Interstate 70. Hey, Merry Christmas, Lois.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
You and Dan.
Oh, we miss you guys so much.
Enjoy that warm weather.
Yes.
But when we drove last year from Breckenridge over to Grand Junction, and what an amazing drive that is to just go through the mountains and the trees. And so our plan is to go in the fall and watch the aspens turn. And then, now we were out there a few years before, and they had the trees must have had the coronavirus. They were dying, and they were burn piles everywhere as they were wiping out these trees. But a scientist came up with a cure they would spray the trees, and the scent of the tree was a trick. The bug thought that the tree had already been infested, and so it moved on. And that's how they saved the forest out there. And so we were back out there last year, and it was just beautiful. The forest is starting to come back.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Evan said he would take Montana. Did everybody see my Instagram stories about the places of refuge? That one prophet feels like there's 3 areas of refuge. Did anybody watch my stories? I'll just see who's watching my Graham stories and to see what those 3 areas of refuge are in the United States.
The Panhandle of Idaho.
No.
Oh.
I want them to answer it.
Well, I watched your Instagram stories.
But let them
And
answer
I got the replay. Live.
there's so much blessings I'm heaping on you right now.
Hey, man, I feel it. Glory.
Do you feel it? All right.
I feel it.
I would love to go back to the Smoky Mountains. That's not a bad place to go. Gatlinburg is a beautiful place.
Heading to
Pigeon
Florida
Forge.
tomorrow,
Who is?
Joe Shaw.
Joe, I'm so jealous. Seriously?
I'm protesting.
Oh, man.
See you, Sarah.
You're not happy about spending Christmas in warm weather? But listen, you know what, Joe? The weirdest thing that you'll see in Florida is they actually plant in the ground the poinsettias. I'll never forget going down there to be with my brother and his girlfriend at the time. They weren't married yet. And we go down there and we're walking and we're like, oh my goodness, they plant them like we plant petunias and marigolds and geraniums and all that. They plant them in the ground. It's so different. They were planting them around the lawyer signs and like you would a plant. And I thought, I was like, this is so weird. So Joe, that's the weirdest thing that I remember from Florida in that time. Listen, the one thing that I always do when I go travel on Christmas, no matter what, and Laurie and Justin, Laurie can attest to this, and Justin and the girls, and I did this when we went to Florida. a few years ago when we traveled, remember in the Suburban, I buy like those window clings and stuff, and we put them all in the Suburban as we're going down. I try to make it as
The
festive.
maids love us.
Yeah. So like in the hotel room in New York, like I did all the little trees and jingle bells and stuff all over the mirrors in the bathroom and the mirrors in the room, and I had Christmas lights I'd bought at Kroger that you like turn on, their battery operated. I took stockings from here. I took gingerbread houses from that I bought at Target, the tiny ones in our suitcase. My suitcase got pulled by security because they thought I had edible food in there. So anything
Best
you can
acting
do.
job she's ever done.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm not going to eat that. Man, that is not edible, folks. We're just building gingerbread houses after the first two. She didn't check the other two. And so, listen, always make your area. I try really, really hard. Like, if we were going to fly on a plane and I had little kids, I would make it festive. But, like, anything you can do to make it Christmassy is so important. Like, I mean, I brought streamers. I bought so many decor items for our room. And it was just like, it was, yeah. Yeah.
It's so weird that they plant plants. I'm just being mindful of being mindful. That's Daryl.
No, I'm like, but we don't see those planted in the ground up here.
It's just like so weird.
It was so weird to see them
You
planted
just
in
turned
the
into
ground.
a valley girl.
What's a valley girl?
Oh.
What is it? Okay. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. I have a migraine. I don't even understand. Nobody
Daryl.
was just... Daryl. I said
No, you
Daryl.
didn't. You said Gerald.
I said Daryl.
No.
No, but
This
it
is
was
classic.
so
I'm just
weird.
gonna sit back and let you go.
It was so weird to see them planted in the ground. Like, normally, it's too cold to plant them here. It's too cold. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You're welcome. That's what I
Valley
meant.
girl.
All right. It's awesome.
Oh,
Chrissy
my-
thought it was good.
Oh my God, guys! You won't believe that they're planting plants.
If we ever go anywhere for Christmas,
like-
she brings decor.
Like dirt and everything.
Shut up. Shut up. Stupid. Stupid.
She just turned into Lori. Went from a valley girl to Lori.
No, I'm serious. Like, I always make it festive. Like, wherever we go, I try to make it festive.
Yes. So I tip the maid extra.
Yeah.
I think this is the podcast that keeps on giving.
I'm trying,
Yes.
man. I'm trying. Anyway,
Yeah, she's the only one.
you got questions?
Do I have questions?
Yeah, today I asked you a question, pre-service,
What was the question pre-service? I didn't hear it.
and I didn't get to see anybody's answers except those who were on site. So if you were online, I didn't get to see your answers. So for Christmas, is it ham or turkey in
Wait a
your
minute.
house?
Like as if.
Like as if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be why I didn't have enough time to preach today. Everybody was like, you were so long-winded today. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I was right on time. What happens is Melissa gets up, and then her and the worship team, because they sing everybody else's songs, they take all my time. And then I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to cut.
It's not our fault. You have 19 pages of notes.
I didn't have 19 pages
Yes,
of
you
notes.
did.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I had 8.
Oh.
I had 8. And that was double spaced.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Prime rib,
Look at
prime
this.
rib, ham.
100% ham. Both
Turkey.
Ham, turkey. Let's see.
hang on,
Turkey
hang on. I gotta get back
on
up.
Christmas
I gotta
Day.
get back up.
Ham.
Ham.
I think ham
Ham,
wins. Like
ham.
hands down.
Ham. We're doing prime rib.
Like
this
what's
year.
your special ham recipe?
Ham. Both.
Like I'm always
Yeah,
looking
baby.
for that. So like what do you
Ham.
put on your ham? Cuz like I literally have a recipe where you put Dr Pepper on it.
Turkey.
I don't know.
Gingerbread houses with
Do-
Pop-Tarts.
They don't work. She said they do not
Neither.
work.
Prime rib. There you
See,
go.
that
Prime
I
rib.
asked that
Prime
today.
rib. I found my prime ribs before Thanksgiving at Sam's.
Yeah.
Both.
Ham, turkey in my
Turkey.
belly. Yeah, see?
We do steaks at Christmas.
See?
I did that one time.
Yeah.
Pasta.
ham. Pasta. So
Hey.
like do you have a special pasta recipe? Like I always think it's cool to hear family traditions.
Just keep
And
us till
Tina
Taco
can
Bell.
flat cook. So there we go.
Somebody caught my joke today. I said, I'm going to keep you till Taco Bell opens. when I was
Oh.
preaching today.
Yeah. Ham.
Pork loin.
The ham bone for ham and beans for New Year's. Yeah, like isn't there like a special meal that you're supposed to eat
Where-
on New Year's,
oh.
New Year's Day or whatever, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, like sauerkraut or
We
something?
do prime rib or osso buco. Did I get that right?
Famous lasagna. Did you
Evan.
see that?
Yeah, I did. That was right
Oh,
here.
Cindy can cook too.
Ham with brown sugar and pineapple.
See, yeah, we
You
do
eat
prime
ham?
rib.
You eat ham,
Okay,
Megan?
so Joe,
Whoa,
it
wait,
says,
wait, wait, stop. Megan has something beside chicken.
oh my goodness, we stopped the press.
A bologna
So
sandwich
Joe-
with cheese and mayo.
Oh, go back up, because Joe says prime rib or osso buco, and I don't know what that is.
Well, but for those of you that don't know who Joe Shaw is, he is the founder of
Phenomenal.
Flying Swine,
Yes.
which is you can buy them at all kinds of stores.
Yeah.
It's
No.
I think it was started off as a pork rub, but I've used it on all kinds of things.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal cook.
I used it a long time. He gave me
Phenomenal.
bags of it, and I've used it.
Kretsch.
Kentucky Legend ham.
Kretschmeyer, not sure how you spell it, or Kentucky Legend, okay.
We're having shepherd's pie
Brown
and angel
sugar
food
and
cake.
syrup.
Where are
So,
you?
Brian, you eat
Oh.
bologna, you probably put this one up, but bologna sandwich with cheese and mayo. So is that like, is that your Christmas meal? Like, that's what you like?
Pizza, Laura said. Brian said bologna sandwich. Laura said pizza.
Okay, we're having shepherd's pie and angel food cake with strawberries. Oh my goodness.
All I gotta
shepherd's
say
pie.
is that today, for hospitality team, Miss Patty Thompson blew it out of the water with the pineapple upside down cake.
Absolutely.
We have my mom's spaghetti casserole.
Oh my goodness. In honor of her, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'd rather have a
Spaghetti
longer
casserole.
service than Pastor Jay cut anything out. Takes it. Well, we were having this conversation about time. You're just pressed for time constantly, and that's you're just up against the clock all the time.
So Joy says her real preference is to have the Christmas dinner on a different day and have homemade chili or veggie soup.
Love
Listen.
soups.
So in our house, Thanksgiving, we've established some traditions. So the night before Thanksgiving, we always have soup and sandwiches. Like that's just kind of the thing, like soup and sandwiches. And we always have like 2 or 3 different kinds of soups, and we eat on those soups like the whole weekend. And then Christmas.
Your mom made chicken tortilla.
Christmas, we have a breakfast. We have a Christmas breakfast. And this year we're having a big Christmas dinner. And Christmas Eve we'll probably have soups and sandwiches. So here's what's awesome is
Well, last year we
You
did
can do-
Junior's cheesecake.
yes, yes we did. Yes,
and then
we
went to the
did.
Rockettes on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and so you can do whatever you want to do. And so I mean, Joyce, I would change it up this year. Let's see, burnt turkey equals Chinese takeout. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kew Gardens, is it Kew Gardens in Heron? They'll be open on Christmas Day. That was such a neat idea that Brandy did for Worship Center kids. I want to do that with the grands.
That woman's
See,
worked
that's
hard.
Awesome. Yes, she has.
has worked
Let me
hard.
tell you something right now. Do me a favor, every single one of you that's on tonight. Maybe you haven't commented at all. Just go in the comments and say thank you, Miss Brandy.
Yeah.
Just say thank you, Miss Brandy. I'm serious. Blow up the comments right now. Just blow them up, because I tell you what, she has put in work. She worked on Saturday. On Saturday, she came in. That we recorded Worship Center Kids Worship for the first time this year. She choreographed, got all that together, got everyone together. I mean, she's making lessons. She's creating lessons. She's recording them. So you just go ahead and blow up the comments with thank you, Miss Brandy.
Yeah.
That is a volunteer
She's a volunteer.
who is working a full-time job and is working full-time as a children's director / pastor. She doesn't like to be called pastor, but really she is pastoring volunteers, parents, kids through this, and working with leadership. Has never told me no, never told you no. I mean, like, her heart is so much.
And I'm big thanks to Chris because
Yes,
who
absolutely.
you marry, who
Absolutely.
you marry matters,
He
and he
support
has
her.
been
He supports
phenomenal.
her. Yes, 155, 900,000%. And
We did this one time.
pineapple glaze.
King crab legs.
Williams traditional Christmas Eve steaks. Yes, king crab.
So
Ooh.
here is osso buco.
Is a shank cross cut with a bone and round. You bake for 6 hours in tomato sauce and serve over pureed parsnips. Bone marrow is the bonus. Holy cow. Joe, just
Sounds
made
like
my
a
mouth
lot of work
water.
for you, though.
It does, but you know what? It made my mouth water.
The Reeds would rather have tacos. I love tacos.
You know what? Tacos are. Listen, just because tradition is tradition, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to do that. You can have whatever you want. If you want tacos on Thanksgiving, start a new tradition. That's my take on it. See, look at all this. Thank you, Miss Brandy. Let me tell you something. You'll never go wrong. Never go wrong with honor.
No.
There is a reward in honor. And if you have not read the book Honor's Reward, I will never forget when that book was handed to us and the message that was with that book that was personal to us. But listen, there's no honor, there's partial honor, and there's full honor. And you can never go wrong with honor. You just can't. And even with, listen, give honor even when you think
There
like
she
honor's
is. She
not.
is on right there. There's the rock star right there.
Yeah. Edward's right. She's one of the kindest people I know. Listen, Miss Brandy always has a positive word. Always just has a heart. She has a heart for the kingdom, and that's just awesome. So, Ninja Foodie in 1.5 hours for a shortcut, as we call it, Melissa style. You know what? I got a Ninja Foodie I haven't used once. Donna says she's going to get me some recipes.
We're not going to get started on all those things that you have that you've never used.
You know what? No, we're not.
There may be some furniture moving around up in here after that conversation.
Yeah, Eric is right. It'll be the last good meal. So I'm going to do 75 hard with Pastor Michael. We've decided this. And so today we decided our start date, and which gives us January to fast. Don't forget, 21 days. I'm on a serious note. 21 Days of Purpose is coming up. It begins January 10th. And Harold said today that their family had so many answered prayers out of the 21 Days of Purpose, all the prayer requests that they'd listed out. And one of them was God healed his wife, Cassie, Cassandra McGee. You probably have seen her name or seen her on the platform. She's a worship leader. God healed her of gestational diabetes during 21 days.
And
so,
raised their credit score up high enough that they got an awesome deal on their house.
See, that's what I'm saying.
the
That's
middle
the
of 21
God.
days.
That's the God that we serve. So begin to prepare your heart. Ask the Lord what he would have you to fast in those 21 days and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget the first year that we did 21 days of fasting. I had never been able to fast in my life. I'm just going to be real honest, transparent here.
Thanks be to God for that.
Never was able to fast. And it was like that year, of course, I was the pastor's wife, senior pastor's wife, so I thought, I need to do this. I mean, like, we're asking the people. And it was the first time ever in my life that I was able to fast longer than one day. I had never been able to fast. I hardly made it through a day. In 21 days. In one of the years, I gave up going on people.com. I used to go on, I'm serious, that was one of my
now
things
7
I gave
years
up.
into that, too.
Yeah, 7 years in, I don't type people.com in. I don't even have a desire for it.
You were addicted
anymore.
to Tom Cruise.
I was addicted to gossip. Sad to say. I wanted to know the news. I wanted to live vicariously through other people's lives, and that doesn't get you anywhere. But I mean, those are the kind of things. So I really challenge you. So 21 days starts January 10th. And so Eric's right. It's the last good meal.
Joe said it's better than a cracked crock pot.
See?
To that, Joe, she's done that again.
I did do that again.
Yeah, she did that again.
I did it again.
Keep your green couch. Sadly, the green couch is leaving.
The green couch is leaving. But that's
We've had
okay.
it for 9 years.
8 years.
8 years?
It'll be 9 years by the time our other one
It'll be
gets
9
it.
years. We ordered new furniture, and that's our Christmas present to each other.
Yep, there we go.
New couch.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I've never sat on the new one. I don't even know. I'm not able to follow the advice I give to every young man who I give
He
premarital
ain't gonna
counseling.
be able to sleep on it like he is this one. It's
This
totally
is
different.
the most amazing couch we've ever owned.
Yes, it really is.
And-
Honestly, if I could get it recovered, I think I would.
It's a working couch.
It is a working
Yeah,
couch.
we
It's
work.
great.
So,
it's great.
But yeah, it's leaving, and the chairs are leaving.
What color is the new couch?
What color's
The new color, hard to describe. It's kind of like got some dark grays and kind of like some tans. It's kind of a cool. It's a pattern.
I'm sure
And
gonna
so,
try it, Tim.
It's
I'm sure
really
gonna try.
cool. But we're waiting on it. COVID.
Tim wanted to know if this couch fits in the man cave.
He's gonna try.
Yeah.
He's gonna try because he likes
Jerica.
it so much.
But it's the best couch we've ever owned.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I don't know what color to tell you the new couch is. It's just got a pattern on it. You'll definitely
I've
know when
never
we
seen
get it
it.
because it'll be complete
The other
opposite
night-
of this couch.
The other night, the doorbell rang. A guy came in. He dropped off 2 chairs, and it was the first time I'd seen them.
Yeah. That's how that works.
And then she says, "They're just like the chairs that are in your office."
yeah.
Like,
No, they're not.
no, they're not. And then she goes, "Oh, they're just like the ones in the green room." And I'm like,
No, they're not.
No,
that
they're not.
either.
"No, they're
They're
not."
similar. They're similar.
Yeah, the comfy green couch is.
So
going
did you see
somewhere.
what Chris Futrell said? My
Yes,
wife
wife
is
is
an
an
amazing
amazing
person. Person. He's gonna say person.
I know.
So okay. So here's the second question that I asked today.
Homemade egg rolls and fried rice.
Oh, that sounds good. Here's the second question I asked today, and of course I didn't get to see the comments online. So, do you open your presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? So everybody chime in. Come on, this is everybody can chime in. So go
Well,
ahead.
You allow us to open up one gift on Christmas Eve. It's pajamas.
Yep.
And then this year, you didn't even pick out the pajamas.
I did.
The girls picked them out.
They picked out their own. I picked out mine and yours. Or no, Morgan actually picked out yours.
Yes, I've been threatened with this for some reason.
This is
The
great.
girls are bullying me with the pajamas.
Yeah. So so we have pajamas on Christmas Eve. That's the only
Is
gift.
it pajamas or pajamas?
You know what? I think it's however you say it. I just say pajamas. So
Christmas evening.
okay,
Christmas
so
Day.
Christmas evening.
You make them wait all day on Christmas?
Well, it's probably Christmas evening is probably because
They get
their
together.
family. I should say
Christmas
their
Eve.
families have their own Christmas in the morning, and then maybe they come over Christmas night. I mean that I could see that.
Day.
Um,
Day.
we can make it fit one way or the other.
Yeah, you've carried this couch. It's a hoss.
Yeah, one on Christmas Eve.
The rest on Christmas.
So Tony, is it like us? Do you open pajamas or do you like have like a special gift? So while y'all are answering this question and we're going through, one of the things that I did differently this year, and I'm going to keep it. I really enjoyed the tradition, although I didn't do it right every day. I learned that. I learned a lot about this holiday that I'd never celebrated before in my life, but you give gifts on this holiday, is Hanukkah. I had never celebrated it before, and for some reason this year I just kind of felt impressed to do it. And they like give a gift every single night on Hanukkah, with Hanukkah, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And of course I'd never celebrated it before, and I didn't do it all right. Like there's like such a light the candle at a certain time, and there's certain prayers you pray, and words you say, and different things like that. And I didn't quite understand it all.
The funniest part was that you have to cover your eyes to light the candles.
Yeah, you're supposed to
So
cover
it's happening like right in front of me here, and she's got her hand, and the fire's going everywhere. And I'm like, hey, move back. It's like I'm like, take your eyes down, or you're gonna burn the house down.
And now I've got candle wax all over my glass table from blowing out the candles. But very interesting. Like I learned the middle candle is shamash, and I'm like, I just learned a lot with it, or shema or something like that. But anyway, so I did that, and it was like, I don't know. I just was one of
Claude
those things.
said Christmas if I can keep Eric out of the presents that long. Donna said they always did Christmas Eve at PJ's parents', Christmas Day at home. So yeah, I mean that's the way it is for us now. Is we used to travel usually like a week or two before and had Christmas with my parents, and then we went, to her mom and dad's, or her mom and dad would come here after we moved here. So this is like the first year we will actually be home, just us, on Christmas morning, in the entire time we've been married.
Well, this will be
Is that
the
right?
first Christmas. PJ's dad passed away, I believe, in
right.
January, so this will be the first Christmas without
Without
his
his dad.
dad. And we're praying for you guys. That's it. Holidays are tough. and then add in COVID on top of
I'm gonna
it
go back up here.
and all that good stuff. So yeah,
Micah said she made Michael do matching pajamas this year. They're
There.
Georgia colors, so it will work.
oh, there you go. There you go.
I was gonna say I want pictures of that, but they're Georgia colors. Forget it.
Yeah. The only time
I see
did you
that
see
every
that?
day.
Did you see Daryl's comment? The only time
Yeah,
that they all
January
get
2nd.
together, yeah. So Nikki says that it's always Christmas Day, but Casey's schedule, he's working, so they're adjusting this year to open some on Christmas Eve and then the rest on Christmas morning. I have several pastors' wives, believe it or not, that they do Christmas like the weekend before Christmas or whatever, because due to Christmas services, they try to do their Christmas and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day on days other than December 24th and 25th because of their schedule. And so I think you have to do what works for your family. So I love that you guys are willing to be flexible and do what you have to do, so no parent has, if it can be avoided, no parent has to miss the holiday. I know sometimes that's just unavoidable in some jobs, but some professions. But yeah, that's awesome. You got to do what you got to do, Yeah, you mean their Ohio State colors? Oh, goodness gracious.
It's always the toughest, like especially on the staff when Christmas is on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No, when
So
Christmas
Laurie
is on a
says,
Sunday.
Lori Lloyd says, my in-laws don't do Christmas, and my parents are divorced, so it's always been just us. I think every family has its own dynamic, and I think that, good night, Chrissy. Every family has its own dynamic, and you have to do what works for your family, and you have to adjust those traditions as you go along. And like he said, always it's been that we would always, go up to his parents, a couple weekends before Christmas, and then my mom and dad would always come over here. And when we lived back in Portland, we would always go to their house for Christmas. So, you just have to adjust those traditions, and you have to do what works for you, and you have to be okay with it. Listen, let me tell you something about Christmas.
Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. Listen about Christmas. You have to do what works for you financially, emotionally, mentally. Let's just get real. Holidays can be really tough. Some family members don't get along. And you have to make sure, you have to make decisions based on, number one, this year we're making decisions based on, physical health and staying healthy. And being, staying safe. And then you're also making decisions on mental health. Some situations it's just not worth putting yourself in, in those situations. It can cause you great emotional harm. So, there's just so many facets of the holidays, and you have to do what works for you. You have to do that. I really believe that. Seasons change. It's important to make traditions in your home for your kids. That was the one thing we said when we got married. We told his Christmas was a big deal.
It was my dad's favorite holiday.
It was absolutely hands down his dad's favorite holiday. And so, we just had to, when we got married, of course, our first Christmas together, we were engaged. The second Christmas, we were married and 7 months pregnant. And so we told his mom and dad, we won't be coming up here for Christmas. We had spent 2 Christmases with them. And we said we won't be coming up here for Christmas on the actual Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, only because they lived 3 hours away, and where they lived, the weather could get nasty in a heartbeat, and we didn't want to risk it being on the road. And we were like, we want to be in our home Christmas morning, like that's important to us. And so we made those, and we communicated with his parents. We let them know what it wasn't. We communicated it. We just did not show up. But you have to adapt. That's such a true statement. Seasons do change, and you have to be flexible. Blessed are the flexible, for they shall be bent. Just saying.
They
I
won't
love that.
break when they're bent. Everybody's going to get bent. It matters whether or not you're going to break or not.
Yeah, I love this. Did you see what Donna said?
Mm-hmm.
That her brother has Christmas Day and the day after off this year. That's true. It hardly ever happens. I'm really thankful. I would imagine that most stores are doing for Christmas what they did for Thanksgiving, and a lot of stores are closing. I would assume. I don't know. I haven't been in any stores to see if they'll, like grocery stores or whatever, to see if they'll be closed.
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure.
I think that's awesome. So you have to do what you got to do, and
Yep.
celebrate what you can celebrate. I challenge you with that this week. Celebrate what you can celebrate. I know 2020's taken a lot, but 2020's given a lot too, and so really take the time. So as we leave out tonight, I don't know what he's got planned, but here's what I want you to do. Put your favorite Christmas song in the comments. Your absolute favorite Christmas song. I sang
Cool.
my absolute
I'm gonna
favorite
play mine
Christmas song at the 1 o'clock service today.
I'm going to play mine right now.
Okay. See you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Be ready for some Christmas trivia. We're going to have some fun. Say,
Abraham took Isaac up the mountainside.
I'm going to listen to our conversation.
I wonder
This is not a Christmas song.
how God would,
I just want to know your Christmas song.
but he had said within his heart, and I'm sure that he
Love y'all.
believed
See you soon.
God would choose to take his son, Jesus, and see. He's still God. He still walks on water.
One of these days I'm going to pull out.
He's still God.
It's one of my favorite songs of Melissa's.
So sweet, Annie. Look at us.
We love y'all.
Look at this. Oh,
Have a
holy
great
night.
night. We love y'all. See you soon.
He's still God.
And so my reasoning for starting You Shine is probably different than Melissa's. Melissa started it as a candlelight service. She just wanted to have, because she grew up having candlelight services. I did not. My candles were banned in my church because we had a haunted house one time in the basement of our church, and there were candles and Aquanet involved and people's hair. So candles were not allowed. And
My church didn't do that.
so we, when we got here, we had the first candlelight service. It wasn't called You Shine.
Yes.
We had the first candlelight service, and we had all these little votives kind of around the front of the stage. And Melissa, we had to hire musicians
Yep.
to come in.
Yep.
And Melissa sat on the stage with 2 musicians, and we did a candlelight service. So then the next year, I mean, it was like a Wednesday night service, wasn't it? It was just like,
Yeah.
it was just a normal, it was like
Yeah.
one of our Wednesday night services. We just turned it in to it was a candlelight service. So that was the first one. The next one, we're like,
Tammy's like, yep, I remember it well.
I was like, I was long-term thinking. I'm like, I had watched a movie years and years ago with Chevy Chase in it called Funny Farm. And at the end of the scene of Funny Farm, he's trying to sell his house. And so he pays everybody in the community to turn into the community that he thought people would love and that he thought he was getting when he moved into this town. And that one night of everybody having that joy and that peace and the Christmas carols and all of those things changed his mind
Yep.
about where he lived.
Come on.
And I thought, if we can do that, if we can take one night and create such an amazing experience that people experience the type of community they want, the presence that they want to feel,
Come
everything
on.
that goes on, it just may change their heart about where they're living. And that was where the dream of and the vision of You Shine began, was to bring the dreams of people into our local church and give them an opportunity to hear the message, to hear great music, a little bit of a show, all those things that went into it, and bring Christmas back to life.